I didn't expect to like the Galaxy A57. That's the honest truth. A-series phones have been fine for years. Competent, forgettable. You bought one just because you wanted a Samsung and couldn't stretch to an S-series, not because it was exciting. I assumed this would be the same, slightly better than last year, slightly worse than the phone that actually cost money. And it's not. And at 420 euros, sitting next to the Vivo V70 FE at the same price, that matters. Pick up the A57 and the first thing you notice is that it doesn't feel like what it costs. Glass back, aluminum frame, 6.9mm thin. There's no flex, no plastic softness in the corners, nothing that tells you the price. I handed it to my friend who doesn't care about phones at all, and he asked if it was a new S-series. That's not nothing. The Vivo V70 FE costs the same and has a polycarbonate back, which is plastic. And here's the part I keep thinking about. Vivo named this phone the Fashion Edition. Yes, FE stands for Fashion Edition on Vivo. Samsung didn't try to make a fashion statement and they ended up with a better looking phone. I don't know if that's ironic or just embarrassing for Vivo, but it's funny either way. The screen is where the A-series has made its biggest jump from other models. 6.7-inch Super AMOLED, genuinely thin bezels, 120 Hz. It looks current. Previous A-series phones always had a slightly thick-framed, plasticky quality to the display area. You could tell what tier you were in without anyone telling you, and this one doesn't have that problem. The Vivo's screen is technically bigger and sharper on spec sheet, but in person, Samsung looks better, colors are more natural, the brightness is handled better in mixed light. Spec sheets don't always watch Netflix, and eyes do. Now performance. This is where Vivo is in real trouble. Samsung's Exynos 1680 hits around 1.38 million on Antutu 11. And Vivo's Dimensity 7360 Turbo, and I want to be clear that Turbo is a name, not a hardware change, scores around 1.18 million. On Geekbench single score, Samsung is nearly 50% faster. The gap doesn't shrink in multi-core. The Vivo chip is a Dimensity 7300 with software tweaks and a new badge. MediaTek renamed existing hardware and Vivo shipped it in a phone that costs 420 euros. Samsung actually improved the chip. You notice that in use. Games run cleaner, switching between apps doesn't drag, the phone just feels composed rather than occasionally overworked. Nothing dramatic, just consistently better. Cameras, I'll be straight. The 200 megapixel number on the Vivo box sounds incredible, and in bright light it genuinely produces sharp photos. But shoot anything in a restaurant, in the evening, indoors with mixed light, and Samsung processing takes over in a way Vivo doesn't. It took more photos I actually liked on the Samsung, and the megapixel count stopped being relevant pretty quickly. Battery is the one thing that Vivo wins, and it wins badly enough to matter. Vivo has 7000 mAh and 90 watt charging with a charger in the box in India because other versions don't have the charger in the box. But Samsung has just 5000 mAh and 45 watt with no charger. The Vivo runs for over 26 hours in endurance tests. Samsung gets you through a day comfortably, sometimes into a second if you're careful. I keep coming back to this. If Samsung had put a 6000 mAh battery in the A57, the video would be 3 minutes long. Vivo would have nothing, but they didn't. And Vivo has exactly one good argument left, and for heavy users, it's a real one. So is it worth it? Yes, clearly. The A57 is the first A series phone in a long time that I'd recommend without adding, but just be aware it's an A series. It feels good, it performs well, the screen is genuinely nice, and 6 years of software updates at 420 euros is a serious value proposition. What surprised me was the feeling that Samsung actually cared this time. Not about beating Vivo specifically, about making a phone that doesn't feel like a downgrade the moment you hold it. They did that. Now I want to see everyone else respond. Vivo, Xiaomi, OnePlus. Samsung just redefined what 420 euros should feel like. Either you match it or you start explaining why yours costs the same and feels cheaper. Now, does battery life actually change how you use a phone? Or do you just charge it every night anyway? Drop it in the comments. I read them and I'm genuinely curious where people land on this.